Hello students, today I am going to explain you the 9th chapter of your supplementary book. The name of the chapter is A Tiger in the House by Ruskin Bond. Objectives of the chapter are to enable students to understand the passage and grasp its meaning, to enable the students to read English passage loudly with correct pronunciation, to enable them to express the ideas of the passage orally and in writing, to enrich their active and passive vocabularies, to enable them to understand the passage by silent reading. New words used in the chapter are darted, means moved or rushed suddenly. When left from the cage, the mad dog darted towards the pieces of bones lying on the ground. Fringed, meaning loud and frantic. The lady gave a fringed yell when she saw the cockroach. Intricate means complicated. The intricate scientific formulae were difficult for Ram to memorize them. Stammered means stuttered or spoke with stoppages. The student stammered while answering the biology teacher. Magnificent means grand, big. The politician owns a magnificent bungalow. Key points of the chapter are: strolling down the forest, grandfather discovered a little tiger cub and brought him home. The tiger cub was named Timothy by the grandmother and was brought up by milk in a feeding bottle, which was followed by more tempting food. At first, he was provided with 2 companions with whom he was friendly. The writer was one of Tiger's favorite when he came to live with grandfather. Timothy grew steadily less friendly when he attained the size of a full-grown retriever, which forced grandfather to transfer him to a zoo at Lucknow. 6 months later, grandfather visited the zoo and got the shocking news of Timothy's death, which left him speechless. Summary of the chapter: Timothy, the tiger cub, was discovered by grandfather in the Tarai jungle. One day he was going with the hunting party. He noticed a little tiger hiding under a banyan tree. He brought it home. At first the cub was brought up only on milk, but it couldn't digest it, so it was given a diet of meat, pigeons and rabbits. Timothy had 2 companions in the house, Toto the monkey and a puppy who was mischievous. It pulled the cub's tail. Timothy was at first quite afraid of the puppy. Finally, it allowed the dog to sit on its back. One of its favorite sport was to move silently and closer towards the narrator. It soon grew to the size of a hunting dog. People on the road kept a safe distance from him. It had clean habits like a cat. It slept at night in the cook's quarters. As Timothy grew up, it became less friendly and rather dangerous. Grandmother declared that one day it would kill the cook, Mahmood. It started going after a cat or a pet dog. It had to be chained up more often. Grandfather decided it was time to transfer it to the zoo at Lucknow. The zoo authorities received the gift of a well-fed tiger gladly. 6 months passed. Grandparents went to Lucknow to meet some relatives. Grandfather decided to see Timothy. He made straight for the cage in which it had been kept. He said hello to the beast and even put his both hands around its head. He petted it and tickled its ears. He hit it lightly whenever it growled. But the leopard in the next cage growled at it and terrified it. A keeper asked grandfather what he was doing. Grandfather told him that he had gifted that tiger to the zoo 6 months ago. Now it was time to say goodbye to it. He had been striking and slapping it lovingly. Another keeper watched this with alarm. He remembered that grandfather had brought a tiger to the zoo some time back. But he told him that Timothy had died 2 months ago of pneumonia. The tiger in that cage was very dangerous and had been trapped only the previous month. The tiger was still licking grandfather's arm with relish. Grandfather withdrew his hand slowly from the cage and left the zoo silently. Here are the short questions for the chapter. Please write them in your fair notebook. These are textbook question answers. These also you have to write in your fair note. Solve the exercises also in the book. These are long question answers. Please mention them in your fair notebook. Thank you students for patience listening.